the office in America on, and Michael Jordan's coming over, and he wants to play golf at Sunningdale. Now, I lived in Sunningdale, and I was a member of Sunningdale, and I went, oh, wow. He said, yeah, but there's 3 of them. I went, okay. He'll have to play with a member, though, because at the weekends, there's no way you can get on, or any time at Sunningdale, unless you play with a member. So I said, but I'm perfectly happy to play with them and host them as my guests. And he got in touch with them, and they said, that's fantastic. Okay, 9 a.m. Saturday morning. So I went to the club, sorted it out, and I was set to play with Michael Jordan, which was very exciting. I get a phone call, and from John Holmes again. He said, slight problem, there's now 6 of them. So I went, wow, okay, I need to find another member. I said, I need to find another member. I'll call Michael King, who we all called Queenie. He was kind of an old, been around a while, played really good golf, used to be a pro golfer on the tour, exceptional player, and a great guy. So I called Queenie. I went, this has happened, blah, blah, blah. Can you come along? Oh, of course, right, quite posh, you know. Of course, yes, I'll be there. Yes, lovely, can't wait. So anyway, I turn up. I go there early. I get there at 8:30. I walk into the office, and Keith, the pro at the time, he said, your friends are all here. I went, oh, great. So I walk out on the putting green, and there were like 6 huge guys, all big black guys, all with cigars, all putting on the putting green, all like this. And there were a few members, you can imagine, Sunningdale's like, you know, the quintessential white golf club, and they're all, and they were all going, I'm not sure what this is. Anyway, so I walked over, I introduced myself, and it was like Michael Jordan, 2 or 3 other basketball players. Samuel L. Jackson was also one of them. And so I organised it all. And we got to the first tee, and we had separated into 2 4-balls, but we were all 8 of us on the first tee. I'm playing with Michael Jordan and Samuel Jackson, blah, 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 and we separate up. And Queenie, he likes a bet, and he's kind of, he's quite a good gambler, let's say on the golf course, he's quite canny. So he said, sir, he said, do we want a little wager on this? And so Michael Jordan puffs on his cigar, and he went, sure, man. And Queenie said, okay. He said, so how much would you like to pay? And Jordan has a big puff on his cigar, and he goes, whatever makes you feel uncomfortable. And that is my Michael Jordan story.
Oh my God.
It's a good way to finish, I think. Well, we finished on the 18th, and Michael Jordan beat me, actually, but there we go.
How much did you lose? Can you remember?
I only know this because I did that story on Twitter 3 or 4 years ago. And Michael King called me, Queenie called me, and he said I've had the Times on, and they want to talk to me about that day we had at Sunningdale. He said, but I wanted to check with you it's okay first. And I said, of course it's okay. It was very great. He said, is it okay if I tell them about what happened the following day? And I went, oh right. And I didn't know. He went, yes. He said, and let's just say I fleeced him for a few thousand.
3,000, did he?
I went, oh, well done you. He said, yes. He said, but, and is it okay if I tell the story? I said, yeah, of course. I don't think that's a problem. He said, yeah. He said, and at the end of the game, he said, we were all there, we were having a few drinks, and he said, we'd had these bets, and he said, and then they were preparing to leave, and he said, and I thought, do I say anything or do I not? And he said, I went, well, what did you say? He said, well, I said to him, Mr. Jordan, he said, in this country, when we play for money, we do tend to pay our debt. He said he went to the car, and he said his driver brought over £2,000 or something and paid
No way.
Absolutely sensational.
Oh,
Classic
God.
Queenie for those that I know a few people will know him. He's an absolute legend.
What a great story.